Okay, I think we're good, and I think we might get a little bit stung, because what my heart tells me is record this one offline. Um, and actually, that's what I'm gonna do then. If my heart tells me that, then we'll just do that. Why would I not do that? If my heart says it, we go with it. And then it'll just be up to you, the good viewers at home, to let me know, hey Phineas, it's not working. The audio is crackle terrible sad. Because sometimes that happens when you try and do too much on your PC all at one time. But I'm not too worried about it. The other element of our physical world we are going to be concerned about now, so then we can put the concern to rest for the remainder of the day, is I have the new air conditioning unit into my wall. My window now has cold air, which is nice, but they are doing yard work again. They are always doing yard work and doing things like blowing leaves or mowing grass or whatever they do. So I cannot close the window and be sad. I must have the window open and be happy about cold air and then also be sad. So I said that now, so I will not have to say it later. So that's just how we operate. I'm really excited about today, though, and I can't wait to start because there's so much to say, and this is the daily address, and we must address. So I kind of think that's it. I kind of think that's it. Okay, fix the microphone. Hopefully I didn't make the positioning any worse. It's not an exact science over here. So we are beginning the local record as well, which means it is now officially time to begin, baby. Actually, that would not work. So, never mind. We're figuring this out. We are not professionals, and that's okay. I don't even know that I want to be a professional because that just sounds like so much pressure. Excuse me, no, professional amateur. Which is kind of like what the jack of all trades situation is, actually. If you ask my opinion, professional doofus. So here we go. We got the wild jazz in the background. We got that jazzy guitar, and I'm in the mood for that because I needed a little bit of extra for the synapses. We got the Rockstar going, but we don't have it all the way in the system yet. But we sure have string theory jazz playlist in the ear. Not for the good people on the VOD at home. If you're watching this on the VOD, I assure you, you're missing out. But also, you're not. Just imagine additional chaos. And you're there. And you're there. That's really all that we need. Alright, I think it's time to get right to it. I'm thinking it's gotta be time to get right to it. I think there's just not an option. Okay, we have waited long enough. So, a few things have come to light, and we are going to do Phineas Former updates on just the situation, how Kitty Cat's doing. So this will be just kind of a little bit, maybe not necessarily all over the place, but we're going to start off with the situation of Phineas, and then including a little bit the mental state of how Phineas comes to you, which is I'm still waking up, is basically the entirety of the mental state, and then also a little nervous about packing, and we'll get to that in very good time. And there is a main subject of today's daily address. Sometimes there is one that's kind of planned, and then I'm prepared to get to it or not, but it's the one that I do want to get to, and that puts us in a strange position. Because I don't always love when these daily addresses are so guided. And this one's like a little bit guided, and I'm prepared to be more loosey-goosey with it, but there is something in particular I wanted to discuss. And I haven't thought a ton about it ahead of time, but I know generally what the vibe is, and I know generally what my thoughts are about the vibe. So we're going to be feeling out some armchair psychiatry vibes, and it is going to bum me out, because it's going to be not like super duper anonymous, but it's going to be like I don't want to name drop, because like it wasn't, like it was a live situation, but it's not like they posted it to a YouTube situation, which is like a permanent live. So, and I don't like that because I want to be just very specifically like, aha, you. And it's like, well, I can't be you about it. So that'll be really distracting when we do get to the point. But I think by the time we bounce it, not just off of an individual experience I laid witness to, but the broader principles, once I get to the principles moment, we're going to be happy as a clam, I assure you. So there will be that little hitch in the middle of the stream when I do get to the main subject of today's stream, which I do have one, and we only have an hour, so I have to be done with the preface of the stream. It is now time for the standard updates of how Phineas Former is, and I assure you he is lovely. And that's actually basically... How does it feel to be done, already 1/6 done with my time? Coyote, I don't need this kind of negativity in my morning. I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. What do you mean? What do you mean? Okay, no. No. A lot of that was the loading screen. So I have, like, probably 5 additional minutes. If this goes for an hour and 5 minutes, we're okay. You still spooked me because that's still, like, what, 1/16? I can't have this. I can't have this negativity. Oh no. It's crushing me over here. Oh no. Everything is the worst now. But we press on, because sometimes things are going to be the worst. Which is actually, you did remind me a little bit of how it feels for things to be the worst, but also like what that means in the context of chat being supportive. I have funny ideas about that. Rainy ran for a whole 1/60th of the time. Guys, you're crushing me. You're killing me over here. I can't work like this. I can't do it. No. This is absurd. No. Where's the discipline? Phineas, you only have an hour. Where's the discipline? Where's the discipline? Unfortunately, there isn't any, which is part of the problem. It's part of why I'm saying, like, 1 hour is not enough, is because have you seen the discipline this man has? Neither have I. If you find it, let me know. Okay. The chief thing going on is still, like, the packing. I just want to talk about that briefly. In particular, because the valuable things, it makes sense to send early, and what's happening is I am mailing things to spec, and then I'm going to fly to spec. And due to the timing of things, there's a gap where, like, it's just... I need to mail things early to make sure that they are secured and nice and happy. And of the things that I need to mail that are secure and happy, there's really only 2 that I care about. It's the digital piano I have, and that's just going to be my precious little baby. I'm going to put it together, and then I'm going to put clothes all around it and saran wrap the whole thing, put it in a box, saran wrap the box. Like, I'm so nervous about that. It was like a little $700. It's a nice digital piano, and I have ideas and plans and ambitions for that. And I want to make sure that I have it and that it stays nice. I'm fine with that. But the other thing that I want to make sure stays nice is my computer, because that's the moneymaker. It doesn't make any money, but it is what I love. I need it. So I want to send that early, get it out of the way, but excuse me, I use it. I use it all the time. I'm using it now. I use it for my 1 hour daily addresses. So what am I going to do? Well, first of all, be sad for a little bit, and then just use my laptop, which I was doing earlier, and I learned that that's an okay vibe. We live with the limitations afforded to us, and we can be okay with that. It accelerates things because the virtual endeavors, I've got plans cooking. Guys, I've been cooking. And you think Phineas has been doing his daily addresses, and that's all. Oh ho ho. Oh no. Phineas Former has been cooking, and I must cook differently. Now that I must also send my computer away, there's things to be done. There are plans in progress and in motion. You will see in good time. You eager little bunnies, you have to wait. But my timescale's a little bit changed. So I gotta work on that stuff, and then I gotta finish packing and send off things that aren't clothes and useless. And it's gonna be a good time. I just gotta be a little bit conscious and aware of what's going on, and I've been worried about it a lot. Case in point, I had to worry about it now, so then I could not worry about it at all for the remainder of our 1 hour daily address, which I assure you is still not enough time. Now it's time to move on. We gotta move on. 4/5 left. Y'all's be crazy. Spec has a spare you can borrow if yours doesn't show up on time. That's good. It's less about showing up on time, though. It's definitely a little bit more about wanting it to be ready for me, because it's just like what the setup is. And wanting it to arrive early opposed to late, because of just how time works for us and what our time schedule is. It will be fine. I'm not altogether worried about it. That's just what would be ideal. But thank you. And yes, he does have that spare, which would work out, I'm sure. And I have my laptop also, which suffices. Oh, and I will still have eye and face tracking, because I will have the good headset. So that was a decent amount of my worry. Not all of it, but it was enough of the worry. And now my worries are actually assuaged. So it'll be okay. It'll be a-okay. I think it's time, because that's all of the state of Phineas, actually. There's nothing else really to update on that front. The energy drink is beginning to take hold. We are very happy with that. Breakfast was a piece of bread with peanut butter and jam on it, because I did not want to cook, and I only had one slice of bread. It was an open-faced peanut butter and jelly. Um, um, what can I say? Yes, it was an untoasted piece of bread with peanut butter and jelly. It was open-faced peanut butter and jelly. Um, it's everything that you needed it to be. So if I look like a kitty cat who has had the breakfast of champions, and if I look like a winner, I assure you it's only because I had an open-faced peanut butter and jelly sandwich for breakfast and a rock star. So we have to be careful if any of us are out there listening to Phineas Former and be like, oh yes, the words. This is the cost of the words. It really is. This is the fuel that we use. It is for sure. So, I feel like we're blasting through, but what I have, I think it might turn out to be chonkers, but it's awkward because it's also not a chonker, because to me, it's such an obvious space to go, but for other people, it might not be so obvious. I don't know. So I'm gonna just go with like the obvious things. I'm gonna go like just blow on through what is easy about the situation and the address that I have in mind. And then probably it won't take very long, and then I'll be like, dang it, I still got 30 minutes of address, what are we gonna do? And I like when that happens too, because those I don't know what to do moments are often organic and lovely. It's all organic and lovely over here. It's so good. There's one thing I feel like doing, though. So for the audio inclined of us, I'm just going to be taking a moment to move around the world. I'm going to be setting up something a little bit silly, and then we'll get to what the address is, and I'm pretty excited about it, and it's going to have two principal parts. So we have something to talk about today, and that's so lovely. Sometimes we don't have anything to talk about, but today there is something. And what we are setting up right now, though, is, if we'll remember, there's wheels of cheese in this world that I like a lot, which sometimes look like Pac-Man when I put my finger through it on accident. And something I have never done in my life is something I'm about to show to you now. Oh, my play space got very sad. It doesn't like that I'm picking up wheels of cheese right now. I did not think it would be such a big deal, but lo and behold, sometimes it gets very, very sad. But that's okay, because we are setting up excuse me. What? 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 Is he mad? Who does he think he is? A god among men? Yes. Yeah. That's just the framing. It doesn't mean anything whatsoever. That's just the framing that I really wanted deep in my heart. So that is exactly how that is. And you know what? I'm happy. And I hope that you're happy also. So yeah, it's great things. It really is. Oh, we got the framing. We've got the framing. Oh yeah. Oh, that's it. Oh yeah. Oh, I feel it. I feel that in my bones. Oh, those are good bones. Those are some good bones. Yeah. Waka waka waka. The daily address comes to us in two principal parts. They both share an introduction, though. The introduction that we're going with is, there was a streamer I was watching last night who was having the big sads, basically. And often when you say big sads, it feels like pejorative, like, oh wow, these are the big sads, and that's often taken by like being dramatic or a little bit this extra or whatever. Like if someone says that you're feeling the big sad, then you might be tempted to take that in a not actually seriously you're making fun of someone way. That's not the language, like that's not the intent. That was actually just going through a really hard time. And going through a hard time and displaying that is itself a huge challenge, is a well done, you did a good job. We're very happy that that came to pass in exactly the way that it did. Well done. But it was like a very big, sad, going through a lot, trial and tribulation kind of a moment, and you could you could tell it was a kind of an honest and raw situation, and as we know, Phineas Former, excuse me, I love those. It's my favorite time, and other people are like, I'm sorry for bringing you down, or I don't want to be a bother, and I was like, are you kidding me? I swim in the fields of big sats. Give it to me, baby, because no one else is giving it to me. I want it. And it's my favorite in all of the land. So I was just enjoying my time being laying witness to a struggle that sounds terrible, that I'm not a part of, and from the outside I can just feel like everything's a-okay and will ultimately be a-okay, but right now it doesn't feel like it's a-okay to the person who's experiencing this, and that disparity is a thing. So I was laying witness to just someone in distress, basically. And it's not the first time it's happened on a stream. It happens fairly frequently, especially when you just catch across. I think like every streamer every 2 or 3 months is going to have some kind of like a breakdown. And sometimes you're lucky enough to catch that. And I've had 3 streamers I've witnessed, and I've heard tell of additional ones where you have like they have like an honest VOD, and then they're like, sorry for being so honest and sorry for being a downer or whatever. And then they'll like delete the VOD, or then they're apologizing 1,000 times in chat or for chat because they have, oh, it's not this typical stream, and sometimes you have to be able to vent yourself. They call it venting or self-indulgence, and people get really shy and weird about expressing what they have in their internal world. I don't understand that, and I'm sure at one point I would have had understood it, but I just specced outside of that, and I always just had a rich internal world anyway. So I'm so far removed from that situation because what I do is like, I'm in the middle of something pretty bummed out, chat. Let's talk about it and dissect it and understand that either it's going to be okay or it is guaranteed to be okay because it's okay not to be okay, so de facto everything's okay. I don't know. But I feel really detached from when people are experiencing a challenge, and I was like, hell yeah, challenge, baby. Are you kidding me? Is it challenge time? I love challenge time. So I do feel a little bit, maybe not bad. I don't know. There's something there that I don't quite understand, and that's okay. And that's just a quick comment on my own behavior and attitudes towards the big sads. Is I'm usually pretty chill with it, and those are things I love to express. And when you get to that point, it's the expression of big sads, which is the piece of art itself, and it's the piece of art we're laying witness to, be it a stream or a video. The whole thing, the package is interesting to watch, whether the content is the happy or the sads or the angry, what have you. That's kind of my stance towards expressing emotionality in art, and streaming is a form of art. The first comment I want to take it to is okay, it's not actually like that big of a thing, but dang it, I don't know how to say this, and it's weird because I want it to be a joke, I want it to be like a fun little bit, but I don't like performing little bits in VR chat. That's more of like a Resonite thing, because Resonite and VR chat hit so differently to me. So I'm gonna just play it straight, which is a challenge because I had imagined last night it was funny to me, and I wanted to play it funny, but I can't do it funny, and there's not anything even to play off of. I just think it's really fascinating. CV, welcome on in. So here's the thing. While the streamer was experiencing the big sads, everyone in his chat was so supportive. So, like, we're on board, it's okay, take time for you, you've got this, we love you, we're here to support you. Everyone so gosh dang supportive, right? I loved it. And it was interesting though, because in periods where I've also expressed challenged emotion states, and there's like similar view count, similar like number of regular like, and it's not a lack of support whatsoever, because we've also all of us reached out, and I've certainly, in the Discord servers and in calls and individually and whatever, Because it's just, on streams is where I think I don't end up expressing a lot of that raw, like, I'm challenged and to be in a position where people are like, oh, hey, love and support, which isn't something that I've cultivated nor desire. Like, that's just not what happens in Twitch chat. And I think that speaks to my approach to what are the big sads, because I was like, here's big sads, let's talk about it, and then we're all talking about the big sads, and that disconnect, because every time I've seen a streamer melt down like that, chat is always missing the point, I think. I don't know, or maybe it's just the point as I receive it, and so to do us, the good viewers at home, receive these things in the way I think is appropriate to approach such things. And I hate it. And I don't always have confidence to know in the culture of me and the culture I've cultivated, here's how we approach the big sads. It's very standard, ordinary human things. If anything, the more sad you are, the more human you have to be to experience the sad. So, what? We're human, that's so cool. And then you talk about that, and it's chill, and then you go on and do whatever, right? And seeing the culture which surrounds the big sad outside of myself, and every instance I've seen it in, is wild to me. And I guess we'll just go briefly into a little bit about, like, why that is, and it's just, I'm going to state it as though it's fact, because to me it's the only thing that kind of makes sense, and it does make a natural amount of sense, I think. Because when someone is in a state of agitation, they're not going to be in a state to receive words of affirmation. I think that's fair. You can only identify with other people to the extent you identify within yourself. If you're telling yourself big negative things, you can't receive big positive things, because those are hard to receive anyway. So, when someone's expressing those things, coming at them with, like, love and support, especially in text communications via mass media, it's awkward, and it's a little bit hard to handle, and I don't know what the solution is. I don't even know if it's a problem, but there's definitely something there. I don't know what it means or what it speaks to, but I've always preferred the culture, even in just the real world, when there's a big sad, to be like, big sad, buddy. Dang it. Like, I can't do anything, and I don't think you can do anything, because if they're deep in that emotion state, they can't receive anything. So it's just, express it, be the open and honest, like, hey, you go, girl. And then at the end of it, it's like, well, heck yeah, man. Bummer. Let's go get some nugs. And then you go get some chicken nuggets. Like, that's all you can do. And granted, you can't really just go like, oh, hey, buddy, let's get some nuggets. But I think the only answer, like, I don't know for sure. And either I'm missing the point in such circumstances, or other people are missing the point, and I'm actually the correct one. I'm not crazy, I'm the only one who's not crazy. But that disparity of thought was wild to me. Because when you've got people showering, we love you, we support you, in a state where someone can't receive that, to me, that would speak to feeling unreceived myself. I don't know, though. So I try and approach those moments with nonchalance, but then, am I just being nonchalant when someone else is like, wow, there's a lot of turmoil internally, and I'm like, bummer. Like, maybe you should be a little bit more, like, maybe you should be chalant, not nonchalant. No one says chalant. I know technically it's a word, but it's weird to say. But maybe you should be chalant, and I typically am not. That's really all I wanted to comment about that, and the reason I brought up that disparity and lack of faith in my own approach towards such emotional moments is when other people were showering love and support, and that's not my impulse when I'm in such a moment, and I like the community that we've cultivated where it's just, yes, the sad. I understand the sad. That's the right way to go, I think. And so I want to take now what was the sad energy I received from that particular moment, because there was that disparity. And my approach is different. And so I want to take that moment to go over my approach in a bit more of a real way. And quality time is my love language. And right now I only have 1 hour of kitty cat time in my mornings because of how things are stacking out lately. And so to donate or whatever, but it's like I only have an hour of kitty cat time. Let's go ahead and spend it giving a personal address. And I can't like name anybody. I just don't want to do that. Not even across any of the streamers of any of the backgrounds, because being big, sad, and personal is a personal thing, and it's hard for so many people to do. And I want to go name by name and congratulate them. Like, yeah, you opened up to people, and it was hard. And whether or not you feel like you have to delete the VOD at the end or apologize a million times, admitting to people who you understand do love you or have rallied around you that you feel unworthy of, like, it's a great system. Good job to people who have done that. That's not easy to do. But what I want to do is not just, because I'm in a position to be able to do more than just a Twitch message. I'm doing this. So that is what I'm doing. We're going to go to a different part of the world real quick because we have cheese wheels in the background, which was kind of fun, but it's time for something different in the background. And then we're going to go and talk a little bit more about my armchair psychiatry, because there was one phrase in particular that just threw up every red flag in my little brain. And the answer is so simple. I'm going to say it, and it's so simple. But it feels like it's a really hard thing that just most people don't make that connection. So I want to talk about the connection I take from it, but then I want to also talk about the fact that I find it simple and it seems that other people do not, and then that itself is a mechanism which might be worth highlighting on this, our daily address of Phineas Former. Let's try and figure it out. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. That wall was triggering your OCD, but you didn't want to say anything? What's wrong with it? Is it because the wall is off-center a little bit. You've got 3 cheese wheels. The cheese wheels themselves are like their typeset a little bit off, but I love the cheese wheels. So, dearest Dwaggy, I think what could possibly be this wall is so lovely as to over... And plus the hexagons are a little bit off. I'll grant you that. You have off to the side here, this is uneven. The other side, the dots on the hexagons. Oh, I agree. Actually, whenever I'm facing them, I agree. Because they don't tessellate. They don't tessellate. And I don't actually even think each hexagon... Maybe they are all identical, but they don't tessellate. This upsets me a lot. Yeah, so now you guys won't ever be able to unsee it. It's all that I can see, actually. And most of the time when I'm in this world, this is not a joke. Most of the time when I'm in this world and I'm talking to you guys and I'm like, I don't even know, either like filling for time or just trying to like figure out my words. Most of the time when I'm like loading up the word canon in this world, I'm looking at the dots on this wall, trying to see, this is a big one of this size, and then a small one, so which ones on the other side would fit? How could this tessellate? I assure you, they do not tessellate. I spend so much time every stream looking at the dots on this wall, and I'm just happy that I feel seen. So, thank you. Time to grab the controllers. We are going to navigate away from the wall. Whoa, like I got right up in front of y'all's faces on today's daily address, and that's just crazy. That's crazy talk. Okay, different part of the world. Different world? How much time do we got in our daily address? Honestly, only like 20 more minutes? Okay, why do you keep doing the thing? It's been doing that a lot lately, where my trackers are just like, you want to be like 1 inch off to the left, right? And I was like, what? Yes, thank you. That doesn't feel like something that's worth really discussing or lingering upon, but I had to bring it up so then I don't have to bring it up anymore. So we're done with it, but... Aha! That's just something that I felt like had to go be spoken of. I do not feel like moving to a different world. I do. But that takes more time worrying about it, and then you have to like decide, am I going to choose the right world? Oh no. But then by the time you're thinking about... It's like in Harry Met Sally, having sex makes things complicated in a nascent relationship, but then so too does not having sex at that point make things complicated, and it was just a comment about Mainly it was Billy Crystal's character being like, oh wow, I'm so Billy Crystal's character. Whatever. But I'm having that moment now. I am Billy Crystal's character. Not in reference to special activities, but in reference to either I move worlds and I feel like I made a poor decision, or I stay here and feel like I made a poor decision. The middle road would be to... I don't know what the middle road would be. It's a struggle. It's a hard time. It's a hard time. This is not an easy head to have. What takes up more time, changing worlds or ruminating about changing worlds? See, that's the thing, Fuzzy, or Dwaggy. Sorry, I'm not Madra. Don't call me Madra. I'm not a piece of toast. I had toast for breakfast. It wasn't toast. It was untoasted toast. Fuzzy. Lag'em. Let's call you Lag'em. Dwaggy. Lag'em. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. It was an accident. Ugh. Ugh. And now talking about that is taking up a lot of time of our daily address too. I can't work like I can't work like this. No, I can't work like this. Because I do want to try this out, something a little bit different for your times, just to see, just to see. I don't have a lot of faith in it, but we're gonna give it a go. We'll try it out. We'll try it out. You can't see any of the desk. All right, we'll try it out. We're done fiddling, we're done faddling. We're gonna try it out. I'll have your fanciest of juice. This is... Oh, wow, I can do it. I have whiskey. It is advanced wheat juice. And that is actually, I think, the video that many of you are calling a gem. The video, Speak to Me. I think I said wheat juice tons of times. This is advanced wheat juice. And I can do that because I'm deciding to be a bartender right now, apparently, on my VR chat times. Trackers, you're killing me here. You're killing me here. I'm trying to be so serious. I'm trying to be so serious and be a bartender because I don't normally do silly, and I don't know if this is the silly or not, but what is happening is I'm a bartender, apparently. Okay, so we're going to get the other bottle for decoration. This is like your wheat juice proper. So here's the wheat juice. It goes over here. Wheat juice. And I think this is the framing. This is what we're going to have for our little moment. A gin and tonic sounds lovely. Would make a dry martini. Don't know how to tell you this. A sidecar will take it. Wallbanger or a screwdriver. I'll make you both at a time because you're worth it. You're worth it. I myself will have one of everything. A dress shot of tequila. I haven't had one of those for a while. I think a dress shot of tequila, that sounds lovely to me. So yes, we must hydrate. Envy did a good job with the hydrate call. And now it's going to be time to finish up the little moment that I had planned for us. This whole armchair psychiatry thing. Which again... mixed feelings about the armchair psychiatry thing. It comes, it goes. Sometimes I love it, sometimes I don't love it. But I also love when these streams are a little bit of everything because it's a daily address. I am a little bit of everything. So you gotta have a little bit of everything to be full and happy and successful as a kitty cat boy. So we have our wheat juice, our advanced wheat juice. We have the water I'm about to drink. And we had a little bit of silly, both with the cheese wall not too long ago, and with our little bartender moment right now. And then it's going to be time... Oh, and actually it's kind of cute, because you would go to a bar and drown away your sorrows, and the bartender is like, "Ah, yes, I'm the bartender, let me listen to you." There's a wall right there. Let me listen to you. And then also, by the way, do you want drinks? And then actually that's what a bartender's really good at doing. That's going to be... If I can't perambulate, there's literally a wall right here. And that ruins everything. I can't go further. This is as far... Like, if this is spec, I'd be happy. But this is just a wall. So I'm going to have to fix that. That's not going to work at all. This is... It's all off the rails. It's all off the rails. So how do we have to do this? How does work? Who am I? Okay. This is you. I can walk all the way over here. I can walk all the way over here. This is, by the way, the framing I did... for the first video that was... Not the first video. The video that Spec said, "Oh, this is so special. We're going to talk about this first. This is way more interesting than any bullshit armchair psychiatry." I can't wait for this. Oh, this is going to be so cute. This is so cute. I will have a water. Um, you'll have a water, mister. You're at work. Excuse me. I haven't worked for 1,000 years. Because if you love what you do, you won't work a day in your life. And I love what I do, apparently, is my role play. And what we are doing now is, up first, we are putting off talking about the thing that I thought I wanted to talk about, and I might not want to, but I will finish it because I said that I would. Up first, though, is the only time I filmed a video behind the bar was when I wanted someone to hold my hand to a VR music festival. And that video encouraged Spec to get the rest of his VR gear together and to get a model, and he has since held my hand to a VR music festival. So this is a very special framing, and I feel like any other thing in this framing, I just don't want to do it, and I feel weird doing anything else in this framing because this framing is very special for myself and the fish. So I don't know what that says. I don't know what to do about that, but I just got so smiley and happy thinking about that right now. There is nothing I can do about that. I'm like moving around. It's too special. Okay, I have to change the framing. I spent so long trying to get this right, but actually it just makes me think of my partner, and that's going to be distracting me till the end of my days. So I have to get away from the bar. Maybe I'll go to the other side of it or something. That could be kind of a cute vibe, but this is too special of a vibe, and it shan't be repeated. So actually, I went through all of this trouble, and we have to go somewhere different. Like right away though, because I gotta fix this. This is too much. Oh wow, that's a blast of emotion. Give me a second. We are going to now fiddle with the framing, because I was fiddling with the framing already, and apparently that's all that I feel like doing. And it's one of the daily addresses, so it can be whatever you want it to be. And sometimes they're going to be a little messier than the other times, and you love all of them equally because I myself am a messy person, and you see that both within a daily address and also across all daily addresses. That's okay, that's practically by design, even though I couldn't design it any more messy if I wanted to. Make you guys the bartender tell you the troubles? I tell you guys my troubles all of the time. I don't think that's true. Or when I do, it looks different than any time anyone else talks about all of the troubles, and I don't know what that looks like or what that means. And I talk about my troubles in videos plenty, not so much on stream, which is something I've been insecure about in the past. Some of that could be my troubles I feel are very base. They're just parts of me, they are always there, so why talk about them? It's not useful, but that's the same words I hear from anyone else who's reticent to talk about the troubles they have. I don't know. It's a system I don't understand. But if I were to talk about my troubles, I don't even know what that would look like. I don't think I can fabricate the same body of emotion I experienced yesterday from the streamer who was big sad and got me all of these thoughts to begin with. Or the other streamers, because it's happened multiple times, 3 times distinctly, and then other times also that I've heard tell about. I don't know. The trouble I talk about is like needing to move, pack my computer, and I keep you guys up to date on that. The troubles intrapersonally are the things that I've talked about here too. I don't know how to tell you guys about my troubles any more than I have been. I don't know. I don't know. I do that with Spec sometimes when I get really emotional, but I just know that's like a spike, which I don't think has to be different when someone else expresses one of their spikes, whether what they feel is going on for a few hours or days, and for me often it's a handful of minutes. I can sort through it okay, but I understand any problem I have never is about the problem I have, because based on how far I spike, I can usually understand the circumstance which triggered the spike does not warrant the emotions I feel towards the circumstance. Quite shortly into the spike, I'm able to figure out if not what else is bothering me, then that something else is bothering me, which then helps me engage in "you're being extra dramatic" protocol, and I can usually figure things out from there. That's where my tendency is to something's bothering me. I don't have to talk about the thing that happened. I can talk about the grander system at play, even when I don't understand it, and usually by doing that, I do come to some kind of a realization. I try and do that on my channel sometimes. I don't know what to tell you guys. When it's a system that I've uncovered, I don't know. I relate to it in a curious way, I suppose. That's neither here nor there, but I did want to talk about it because as far as being the bartender and I'm the customer or whatever, and I'm talking about like the big sads, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I have never known. Why do I keep the play space? I keep bumping into things because the play space keeps inching me off to the side. That's my big sad. Ugh, no. Terrible. And I've been consuming so much of me again, listening to the VODs, editing the things together, and then typically, lately it's been the Resonite ones, because those bonus streams sometimes have some juice in them, including the Fated Paragraph? The Fated Paragraph? Welcome on in, Neurodivergent. I did want to talk about some armchair psychiatry thing. I'm running out of time for this stream. I want to talk about my paragraph way more. So, I want to talk about my paragraph, which rivals Foucault. He's unemployed. I think he's dead. Because my paragraph is better. It's such a paragraph. And it's a sentence paragraph. I want to talk about that and be happy about it for a little bit. I said that I would talk about, like, the streamer, what my solution was, what the red flags were. So I'm now going to tidy up what I thought was going to be the content of this stream in like a few minutes because I want to move on. I have a life to live. I have a philosophy I want to talk about. It's way more interesting. Speedrun. The part that threw up tons of flags when I was watching the streamer last night be the big sad, which I do not mean in a pejorative sense. That is real. There was a lot of emotion being honestly displayed, which was a brave thing to do, and I respect that to the ends of the earth. I always will. The one part that actually threw up tons of red flags was the sentiment that they wanted to be able to extend to themselves the same kindness and love and enthusiasm that they extend to other people. Why am I able to look up to other people so much, but I look so down on myself? And that was a behavior they wanted to either flip or correct for. That's kind of a natural place to want to take that. That's sweet. That is a million, zillion red flags. Danger, Will Robinson. Do not proceed. Do not pass go. You have to stop. Big danger. That's wrong. Do not do that. That is the wrong approach. You will fuck. Stop. I try not to, like, this is family friendly. Like, do not do that thing. That will waste your time. It won't cause harm, save by the way of law of robotics. Through inaction, you are going to cause harm. And if that's where you put your emotional energies, you will be wasting your emotional energies and not making progress and wondering why. Do not seek to extend to yourself the same kindness or enthusiasm that you send towards other people. That's the wrong approach, but I understand the sentiment, I understand the heart, and that's not ultimately wrong, but it's missing something. Because you would have to be damn sure that your calibration for how much you look up to other people is correct. If you extend the same kindness and enthusiasm to yourself that you put towards other people, and it turns out that your internal system for deciding worth is wrong, then you're trying to hold yourself to a standard which might be untenable or impossible to maintain because you value things, for some reason, disproportionate to what they are. If you look up to other people like they are just like an impossible thing to achieve, and you seek to give yourself the same attitude that you would then be impossible to achieve, you will waste time if the way you treat others itself is broken in some regard. That's where the examination is. Do not take impossible and give it to yourself because you will wonder then why isn't it working. It's because it doesn't work. It's easy to want to apply that when it's gone unexamined for long enough, and it doesn't feel good to examine something that feels really natural, and it's natural to look up to other people and not look up to yourself. but you have to be sure that you're looking up to other people in a healthy way, opposed to trying to take the unhealthy attitude and apply it to yourself. Granted, this was a one-sided, I haven't talked with this person, I don't know, but that threw up so many red flags that I had to say something about it, and so I did. That's generally the body of thought in my own live stream that I can't. Like, this is an asynchronous, non-conversation. I'm probably off base because I don't know the whole story, but just that threw up so many red flags, and I had to throw up my own yellow flag about, like, logical fallacy. Because that would be Danger Will Robinson, and I had to say something, and so I did, and now stream's almost out of time, but I am insisting on talking about my paragraph, because it's so much better than everything else that I did. Shoot. Gosh, dang it, I don't have enough time. I have hydrated enough Doom, I swear I don't have time to hydrate. Oh gosh, dang it, 7 minutes for my paragraph? I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this, but we're doing it. We're going to my podium, I'm putting on an overlay, and we're talking about my paragraph, because I love my paragraph. Foucault, you're dead and you're unemployed. And there's nothing that can be done about that, because I love it so much. Yep, we're going to the hexagon wall, because it has that big colorful emblem in the back, and I want the colorful emblem in the back. So that's what we're doing for my beautiful, beautiful paragraph sentence of philosophy. So, this is me, so I can read it on the computer, and then I can look over at you, and then be like, wow, have you heard the good news? And it'll be the news that I would have just sent to you, and it's my sentence paragraph of philosophy that will make Foucault unemployed and dead. He's already half of those things. Anyway, this is my sentence. I know, Coyote, 5 minutes, you're not helping. You're not helping. Gosh dang it. It's a good thing I pinned my philosophy, though, because it's such a good sentence. I can't handle it. It's so good. This is my philosophy. This is my Foucault. This is such good stuff. I love this. So, the context is, it was the first of the bonus streams that I did. It was in Resonite, and I was just talking openly and honestly, but my open and honest was quasi-pseudo wannabe philosophical nonsense. I had to stop everything and tell chat, guys, this is the sentence. This is insane. So bear witness to the sentence, which is not the sentence paragraph I actually want to share. The best thing I could do for any past version of self is to allow my past self to lay witness to what it is to exist and swim within the mental emotional landscape which no one else in my physical world saw. Simple enough. And I said that, simple enough. I ended it with that. Like, that sentence, not a big deal. I understand that. That makes sense to me. Not a big deal. I'm on board. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing right now. That sentence, that's my mission statement. Simple, honest, pure, not a big deal. This is the paragraph which further explains that basic mission statement, and I can't handle it. Here's my sentence paragraph that's going to unemploy my favorite philosopher because I love it so much. Lighted upon treating my inner world as less sacred, ... So there was some context, and then it starts with lighted, so. Lighted upon treating my inner world as less sacred to ideally manipulate my internal mechanisms more casually, to serve as demonstration to a past version of self what it is to be myself, because I cannot create a home for people who are like me, because people who are like me are not connected within themselves and therefore cannot connect to other people. All I can do is demonstrate, if you are like me, here's how I am, so other people can figure out more about how they are and better connect within themselves, that they then might be better able to connect to other people. You have a semicolon in there and a colon, but you've got a sentence. The whole thing. It's valid. And it's beautiful. And it's concise. It's clear. It's beautiful. It is, maybe not concise, but it is precise. That is the most precise thing anyone's ever said, I think. Borderline. It's so good. I love that sentence, paragraph. It speaks to me. And it has meaning. And it's wonderful, and it's precise. And that's my mission statement. That sentence paragraph is everything I seek to achieve. I can't say it better than that because time is out. Time is completely out. But that sentence paragraph is everything. I love that sentence paragraph. And in chat, or in the Discord, people are like, it'll make sense. If you give it eggs, which is like an inside joke or whatever, but like if you give it an offering, the words will make sense. And it's like the words will make sense if you read them because I love those words. Those words are me. If you were ever curious, Phineas Former in one sentence, it's that one. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Inamakuna, welcome on in. The poor fella, his first message, I'm so confused. The answer is yes. That's what it is to be me. Speckid, you're reading tinnitus noise like I threw a flash grenade. So now I know when I'm in distress, like stop, you know, they're gonna the criminals are coming to hurt me or whatever. Then I'll just say that to them, and they're just like, yes, dear, and then they just I just walk away because I have stupefied them with my mission statement, my precise mission statement, my everything that I am. It's so good. It's my favorite thing in the world, and I just threw that out casually. I did again, but you could tell I was reading from a script. No. A week ago, I just said that. Normal ass, on a stream, just here's what I'm talking about, baby. Oh, I listened back to it. I had to listen to that so many times to like, what? Where's the period? Oh, wait. It's at the end of the paragraph. Where's the semicolon? Oh my god. Oh, yes. Oh. It's so good. It's so good. I can't handle it. Okay. Okay, it's time to be done. I have to be done. It's been an hour. It's been an hour. Okay, I'm in trouble if it only makes sense to Gray. Oh my god. It makes sense, though. Gray's getting it, so you guys gotta get up to speed. It's so good. Yeah, it was words. It was precision. You want to machine a quasi-pseudo wannabe philosophical thought down to 0.0001 or whatever. They have precise instruments. I have my precise words. They are sentence paragraphs. And they are so good. Yeah, that's gotta be it. That's gotta be it. That's gotta be it. Coyote, you are not helping with your timing, but you know what? We're here for it. Spec does have a lovely future ahead of him. Oh, it's so good. It makes sense, but you don't trust yourself? It doesn't. You don't trust yourself to make sense of it? You got it. It was the inverse definition of technical writing. Well, I gave there is one sentence that sums it up. That's more technical writing, right? The best thing I could do for my past version of self is to allow my past self to lay witness to what it is to exist and swim within the mental emotional landscape which no one else in my physical world saw. That's better. Time to be done. Time to be done. We've already gone over limit. We've gone over limit by 2 minutes, and Coyote will never forgive me for that, because it's been 1 hour. And we can't handle 1 hour of Phineas Former. We need to have more. Because I said all of my words, and they were so good, and everyone is like, had a flashbang. And it's like, no, we'll get to it. We'll figure it out, because that's beautiful. And I want to make sure everyone else can see it. And sometimes more words won't make up for, like, we'll get there. We'll get there, and I love it. Ads, no. Oh, CV. Well, I gotta go. It's time to be done. It's time to be done, CV. We do the wave, we do the bow, we do the apology, and we do the heart, because I gotta go. So, goodbye. Thank you guys. Have a good day. Hope you're doing great. I will see you guys tomorrow about the same time.